Hi everybody, James here, and in this video I'm going to take you through 5 quick tips that can increase the number of referrals and word of mouth marketing that you get into your practice by an extra 10 new patients per month. So the first tip is provide value. We all know this. If you're not providing value, if you're not getting results for your clients, then you're not going to be able to get referrals because no one's going to send you anybody. Doctors are not going to send you anybody, other colleagues, and neither are your clients. So provide massive value. And massive value doesn't just mean results. It also means going above and beyond for your clients' needs and what they're looking for. Understanding your clients' pains, their fears, their frustrations, their desires allows you to combat them with the way that you communicate, the way that you set up your processes, and the way that you deliver results to your clients. The second thing is asking for them. You have to ask for referrals. So walk into doctors' offices, network with the community around you and say, this is who I am and this is what I do. If you do that, people will know about you and you're going to get more referrals. But in practice, to get more word of mouth, just ask for them. On the new patient consultation process, just say, hey, if I get you results, would you be open to sending a few friends and family my way? Or would you be open to letting people know about the results you're getting if we're able to get them like we talked about? You have to ask. If a person comes into your practice and something amazing's happened with their results, they come in and say, my back pain's gone, my digestion issues are gone, I'm feeling incredible. Basically just say, hey, that's amazing. Do you know anybody who's going through something similar who might want this kind of results that you've got? And they will say so. Or can you think of somebody who's been going through migraines like you who might want results? You want to ask. But when you ask, you don't want to be generic in general. You want to be specific. So if you're asking a person, hey, do you know someone who would benefit from what I do? That's too general. They're now thinking of absolutely everybody that they know. Instead, you say something like, I'm going to talk about sciatica this week. Okay, and you say, hey, Joanne, do you know anybody who has sciatica who would kind of get the results, want to get results with that, or want to get results like I've given you, for example? The easiest way to remember this, though, is whenever there's a golden moment. A golden moment is when a person says something that you can just jump on and say, that's incredible. Hey, do you know somebody who's going through something similar who wants results? Or do you know somebody who had been struggling with issues for a long time and hasn't found anyone who can help them because maybe I can and I'd love to see if I can help? Something like that, just asking for referrals. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you're posting regularly on social media if you're allowed to, and I say this because in New Zealand and Australia we aren't allowed to use testimonials, but posting regularly about the testimonials and the results that you get. Screenshot emails and just blank out their name if they email you about something. If they tell you something, ask them to post on your Google reviews page or post on your Facebook reviews, post on your news feed. If they are telling you they're getting an amazing result, ask them if they would make a testimonial video for you. And all you do is just like this, get your camera, put it on a tripod, and then ask them some questions about their experience with you in your practice and the results that they've got. And if you do that, trust me, more and more people are going to be reaching out. And what I want you to do with those is you make a post, you post it on your Facebook business page, okay, your practice's business page or your personal business page. Like in my case, James Nielsen Watt is my business page, not a fancy company name. Okay, it's the same thing, but it's not called, for example, my clinic is Functional Health, right? So I post it on my personal business page or I post it on my practice's business page, and you just share that testimonial video or that testimonial post or whatever it is. Then what you do is you share that to your personal profile as well and any other groups and things that you have. You basically want people to see it. Once you've done that, you can even copy it and email it to your database as well. The more people who see these testimonials more consistently, the more your business will grow. And the reason for that is we all want to know that somebody else is getting a result to make us feel comfortable, like we're not the only one. Like how often have you been to a restaurant or walked past restaurants, and it could be a Michelin star restaurant, but if you don't see that on the sign, but you have no idea, just looking at this restaurant and inside there's nobody, okay? There's absolutely nobody eating dinner or one person. And then across the road, it's super busy. And now, again, you don't realize this one's a Michelin star and the other one's nothing. The other one's gross. It's got like a terrible rating on its health or something like that. And what happens is you're more likely to go to that one where there's people there. Because if there's people, you trust that, well, you know, they are smart people who pay their taxes and, you know, maybe the food's good there. But in this other restaurant that's objectively better, there's no one in there. There's no results. So when you think about your practice, how are you showcasing your results? Because if you're showcasing your results, it's like putting your rewards out on the front desk. Everyone can see it all over social media. People understanding that they get results. So share them wherever you can. Frame it, put it on the wall in your office. Put it on the reception desk. Put it where the magazines are. Make a folder with them all in there. But definitely share them as much as you can, because the more people see that, the more they just start to subconsciously see that you produce results, and so they're more likely to tell their friends and family. Now, what's really interesting is that I get referrals from people into my practice that are from people who have never even seen me, but they've heard about the results that we get. And in my case, being in New Zealand, where we can't share patient testimonials about our treatment services, and same within Australia, what you can do is you can tell people to tell people, because they're the ones doing it autonomously. It's just them. They have their own autonomy. They're an adult. They can make their own decisions. And so because we're not publishing it, it's not a testimonial. So tell people to tell their friends and family, hey, you got an amazing result, Susie. That's incredible. Why don't you go and tell some people about it? Because the thing is that it's difficult for us to get the word out about these kinds of results because we're not allowed to tell people about it. They have to just find us. But they find us just like you did through word of mouth where people have heard about it. So I want you to go and tell some people today about the incredible results you're getting, and I'd be hugely grateful. Say something like that. That's going to increase your referrals massively. Now, the last two things is around events in your practice. The first event that you need to have in your practice is a report of findings process. So once you go through your very first visit with a person, doesn't matter if you do treatment on that session or not, you need to have a follow-up where you're going to go through the results with them and talk to them about the plan. The reason I like to separate it into two sessions is because one is just for testing. It gives them that kind of like, this is official, I'm going through an assessment process before they just start treatment with me. I use that as a way of guaranteeing that I can get results by looking over the results of an evening, planning something, coming up with what we're going to be doing. Now, on the report visit, I'm going to go through those results with them. I'm going to go through what I think is going on and what I feel, and I'm going to go through what I think we should do to get them the results that they're looking for based on where they are and where they want to be. That alone suddenly raises my authority. People understand that I'm an expert and I'm there to deliver them results. I'm not just a treatment place, a commodity who can just do it willy-nilly, okay? And in that case, what you do is then on that report of findings, that alone is going to increase your credibility and get you more referrals. They're going to have an awesome experience and tell people about it. You can give them information. You can say, hey, I want you to bring your friend or your family member along to this appointment as well. I want them to hear about what you're going through and what treatment we're doing, because when we have support, we get better results. By doing that, now you bring a spouse along. Maybe the spouse will start treatment as well. Maybe that friend will come along, that mother or whatever, and that's how we build a community around what we do. The second thing is having regular reviews. If you're not doing progress reviews in your clients, you need to start today. Without progress reviews, you can't show that person that they're getting results. They feel like they're getting results. You feel like they're getting results, but it's not objective. You can't know. Now, like, I know that I'm getting someone results. I know it in my head. I know it in my heart. I can see it. But when it's on paper and it's objective, something changes in that person's mind. It's like, bang, I'm actually getting results. I can see it on the paper. Not only that, from a conversion and retention standpoint, people who see their results on paper makes it more official. And those people who complain that my back pain's still here, my back pain's still here, but you can show them that their range of motion is 90% better, they're more stable in some of their tests, their hormones have balanced, their blood results are getting better, whatever. You're able to show that person that they're actually objectively getting a result and they're more likely to comply. I've had clients as a chiropractor who they have daily headaches or they have terrible back pain and they can't even touch their toes, they can barely bend forward. And they're complaining to me for like 6 to 8 weeks saying I'm not getting better. Now I know they're getting better, I can feel it, I can see it based on what they're telling me I know, but they haven't kind of connected to the fact that they're getting better. Once we go through a review, I ask them questions. How intense is the pain? How frequent is it? How long does it last? And then they say to me, well, you know, I'm getting headaches every week and it's not getting better. And I'm like, dude, you had daily headaches for like 10 years. You're getting them every week? That's a massive improvement. And then they go, oh, what do you mean daily headaches? And I'm like, you wrote down on your piece of paper your health history, and we talked about this, and you told me you had daily headaches. And I sometimes have even shown people their handwriting and said, look, you wrote this down. And then they suddenly, out of an epiphany, remember that they had headaches every day, and now they're every week, and suddenly they feel silly, and they realize, actually, yeah, it is getting way better. And the same thing with bending over. They got such bad back pain, they can't move. And then when we do the review, suddenly they're bending all over the place, they have no pain, they're touching their toes. And I'm like, you know, Mrs. Jones, you just touched your toes and you said you haven't done that in 40 years. I think you're getting better. And what this is about is just measuring and showing them progress. Because I don't know if you've heard this analogy, I heard it recently. When you put a frog in a pot of boiling water, it jumps out. There's contrast, it knows that it's hot, it jumps out. If you boil a frog by putting it in cold water and slowly heating it up, it dies. Now, I don't know if this is true, and I'm not going to test this, but what we're talking about here is the fact that when there's change over time, we don't always notice it. We just notice where we are right now and think, oh, must be how it's always been because, you know, I'm good and my back's good and I've just always been like this. And we just forget. So when we're able to show people, they can understand that process. So just like going to the gym, you're lifting weights, you don't know they're heavier until you realize the plates are bigger, the numbers on them are bigger. Same thing with treatment. If you wait for the person to experience a change and tell you about it, chances are they're not even going to notice. And even if they do notice, they don't realize to what degree. The number of my clients who have said, I feel so much better, and then I look at the test and I'm like, I know you feel so much better, but actually you're way better than that. And then they realize what's actually happened to them in their lives because of the work that they've been doing with us, and I get more referrals because of that. So you need to add in a review process. It's a great way of showing progress. It's a great way of giving them reports. They can take it to their friends and family. And it's a great way of actually checking in and saying, hey, you're getting way better. And it's good for your retention and all that sort of stuff with it as well. Now, if you think that those have been helpful, I want you to let me know in the comments. There's also a link around this video that you can click and you can check out a free training that I've created that'll teach you how you can consistently and predictably generate new patients on demand, so you can grow a hyper-successful healthcare practice and have the income, impact, and lifestyle you deserve. This training has created millionaires, and this sounds stupid. I don't like saying this stuff because it's silly, but it literally has. One of my clients, Deanne, doubled her practice in 5 months and went from $10,000 per week to $28,000 per week once she jumped on board. And she did that because she watched my free training, she booked a strategy session with me, we discussed a plan, and we got to it. And now she has 4 associates, she's doing $28,000 per week in revenue, and she's made over $1 million because of this. So what I want you to do is check out that free training, book a strategy session if it feels right, and let's chat, because I know that there's probably going to be a lot of things that I can do to help you attract, convert, and retain your ideal patients and develop systems so you can scale your business up. So check out that link, but otherwise it's jamesnielsenwatt.com/free-training. That's jamesnielsenwatt.com/free-training. And even if you just go any of my social media profiles or website, you're going to see the link there.